We are
the Iowa High School
Athletic Association.
We're proud to bring you this broadcast of Iowa High School
Sports Championships,
featuring Iowa's student athletes, schools, and communities.
We support teamwork, sportsmanship, and education-based activities.
Good luck, and thanks for watching.
Welcome to the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa, the 2025 IHSAA football semifinals. Presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. Tee up the fourth-seeded Pella Dutch back in the semis after making the title game in 2024, facing third-seeded Sergeant Bluff Luton, who knocked out the defending state champion North Polk in the quarterfinals to get into their fifth semifinal since 2018, and they are still looking for their first semifinal win. As we welcome you inside the Unidome alongside the coach Kevin Miller, I am Brad Wells, and Coach, we've got a couple of good ones here in this 4A field, and it's going to start with this one with Pella and Sergeant Bluff Luton. No strangers to the Unidome.
No, they're certainly not. It's really, first of all, an honor to work with you, Brad. Really looking forward to this opportunity to broadcast this game. Two real good football teams, obviously. You have a storied program in Pella, who's been a staple, in the semifinals and the finals for some time. And then you have Sergeant Bluff Luton, who's really been an up-and-coming program. Justin has done a really good job in developing that program, and watching how they've evolved and transformed over the course of the last 8 to 10 years has really been fun from my perspective as a coach.
All right, it's going to be a lot of fun. Fourth-seeded Pella, third-seeded Sergeant Bluff Luton. Both teams come in 10-1 as the 4A semifinals get started today. These two teams getting ready to go, and we will too. We'll be right back with semifinal football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Hello, I'm Brent Johnson, a fifth-generation farmer from Calhoun County and president of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
And I'm Tom Keating, executive director of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. We're excited to have you join us for our state football championships.
As title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, we're proud to support this fantastic event. At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools fuel strong futures. Iowa farmers are some of the most productive individuals in our state, working endlessly to grow and raise nutritious food that helps sustain the communities we all call home. Student athletes are also incredibly productive, dedicating countless hours to train and excel in their sports. Partnering with the Iowa High School Athletic Association allows us to celebrate the achievements of both groups while providing meaningful support to help Iowa's student athletes thrive.
Reaching the state football championships is no small feat, and it takes a strong support system. Thanks to the Iowa Farm Bureau, we're able to honor students for their outstanding achievements, both on the field and in the classroom. They are committed to your success, helping our organization provide awards, grants, and scholarships to honor excellence in athletics and academics.
As Iowans, we have much to be proud of. Whether you're a student competing today or a fan cheering from home, we all play a role in making our state shine. So, from the Iowa Farm Bureau
and the Iowa High School Athletic Association,
congratulations on a fantastic season and best of luck inside the Dome.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Why am I seeing yield differences in only 2 of my fields?
Great question, Evan. I've taken some soil samples, and it looks like you might have some fertility issues, especially in that northern field. Take a look.
Nothing gets past you, Rick. Hey, how long you been back there?
An agronomist never tells.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel agronomists always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
IHSAA Semifinal Football is brought to you by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the IHSAA, championing youth through sports and education. And by Cookies, epic sauces and bold seasonings. Remember, smart cookies use cookies. And by the Iowa Bankers Association, Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Welcome back as the Iowa Farm Bureau is proud to bring you the 2025 Iowa High School Athletic Union football semifinals as Sergeant Bluff Luton is taking the field here inside the Unidome Captains meeting at center field, and they're closing in on getting the Class 4A field kicked off as we get ready to talk keys to the game presented by Delta Dental of Iowa. Coach, start with Pella here. What's a key to a semifinal victory?
Well, it starts on defense. They have to control Sergeant Bluff Luton's power run game. They're going to try to establish that power run game early. They've done a great job throughout the course of the season in asserting themselves. Pella needs to get the ball out in space offensively. They've got a number of playmakers. They have great team speed, particularly at their skill positions. They're going to try to get the ball out and allow those guys to make plays.
That's the task for first-year head coach Ben Ballard. How about for SBL?
Sergeant Bluff Luton, it's being content with getting 3 to 4 yards. You know, I think what they aspire to do is to keep Pella's offense off the field, and obviously if it's not broken, continue to do what you do, right? Don't get away from the things that have made you successful offensively, and that's the power run game. And my point earlier about Pella getting the ball in space, well, Sergeant Bluff Luton is going to have to tackle in space. That's going to be a real key component in the outcome of this game. I'm looking forward to a really outstanding game between two programs who really pride themselves in being physical and fundamental.
Today's keys to the game presented by Delta Dental of Iowa. For your smile, for your health, and for your community, Delta Dental of Iowa. Sergeant Bluff Luton has scored a ton as they have been over 30 points in each of the last 7 football games. They will kick it off. Pella set to receive. Back to kick. Brody Weger, freshman, at a 49-yard field goal. He's the son of Brandon Weger, former Iowa Hawkeye and NFL running back. And from the 4-yard line for the Dutch, out to the 20 comes William Schutneck, sophomore running back, where the Dutch will set up shop. Take a look at our starting lineups presented by Hy-Vee. As we begin with Pella offensively, coach starts with Michael Manning, but some excellent pieces built in around him as well.
It really starts, with Michael Manning at the quarterback position. Does a great job of orchestrating the offense. Just a real good playmaker, good decision maker. He's going to try to get the ball out in space.
See Sergeant Bluff Luton's top defensive players as the Dutch shuffle personnel before our first offensive snap, and it's a handoff to Emmanuel Deers, senior running back. Last year, a first-team All-State running back, and just an all-around phenomenal athlete, a track athlete. You'll see a lot of speed as he goes straight between the tackles, good for 5.
Pella loves to do a lot of shifting and motioning, and they do that to obviously try to get Sergeant Bluff Luton out of position or to create a numbers mismatch. And in that situation, it looked like the running back was going to be the quarterback.
Manning, patient, hands it off to Deers once again. Here's a cutback and out across to the 30-yard line, close to a first down. Looks like it'll be 3rd and 1 coming up.
Another motion, quick motion power off tackle, doing a really good job at the point of attack right now of establishing themselves.
Joe Hardy, big number 44 for Sergeant Bluff Luton, a fantastic football player, committed to play a Division I ball at South Dakota. Deers takes the direct snap, has enough for the first down as he follows the offensive line. Got a great push on 3rd and short.
Early on here, the offensive line is doing a really good job of establishing themselves. Just out of a Wildcat, direct snap to Emmanuel Deers, did a real good job of being patient, but you can really see the vertical displacement of the defensive line of scrimmage.
Palmer Hemming Sr. was a second-team All-Stater a season ago. And Manning, 6 foot, the senior. Head coach Ben Bollard said the kids believe in him. Deers gets another carry, and it's been all number 1. Emmanuel Deers, there is the pursuit. Joe Hardy in there for the Warriors.
Just a simple, I call it dart, a tackle wrap play. They did a really good job of spilling that out. Defensive end did a nice job of knifing inside and forcing that outside. Just an outstanding execution there from the Sergeant Bluff Luton.
Xavier Jones in on that tackle as well. He's top 5 in all of 4A with 6 sacks. You'll see number 88 trying to get into the backfield throughout this 4A semifinal. 2nd and long now. And Manning back to pass for the first time. He's throwing deep and overshoots the intended receiver. Looking for Blake DeHeis, the senior receiver.
Yeah, obviously ran a couple different concepts here and did a nice job. I had a guy open, just overthrew him a little bit, but did a nice job in protection. They do a really good job of getting the ball out in space, but also can really get the ball vertical and challenge the secondary.
On the coverage in the secondary, saw number 8, Isaiah Jervik. The quarterback also plays safety for the Warriors. The Dutch with 3rd and long. Manning looking to throw. Right side, has a receiver, and it's caught. Harrison Mullins, the senior. He'll play college football next year as well. The 2nd-year starter headed to South Dakota State. First reception of the 4A semifinal.
Yeah, just a simple out route to the sticks there. Did a great job, Michael Manning, of putting the ball on the spot. Great protection. They brought a cat off the short side there. They brought the outside linebacker. They did a great job of picking that up. Great first down.
Pella kept it on the ground until they faced a 2nd and long, and then back-to-back pass plays to move the chains. They go back to the ground game, and another good surge after the initial hit. Riker Branderhorst, the running back. Coach says he'll usually get 5 to 10 touches a game, and he usually takes advantage of them.
Well, again, they stepped that tight end off, put the flanker back on, shifted him across, and ran power off tackle. At the point of attack, they're doing a really good job of opening up that C gap.
Head coach Ben Bollard in year number 1 with Pella. And another completion out to Mullins, driven out of bounds. Half yard shy of the first down. It'll make it 3rd down.
Looked like a simple RPO there. They pulled the guard, and if that single receiver has space, he's running a choice route, and that corner was given space. Great decision by Michael Manning.
So now 3rd and 1, needing the 44-yard line. Deers keeps it. Looks like he has just enough to move the chains. Good pursuit defensively. Kennick Bushman, the senior, out of that defensive tackle spot in on the stop.
Emmanuel Deers does a great job of being patient. You know, he kind of read the hole. Obviously, they came from the outside, Sergeant Bluff Luton, and he tucked it back inside. Does a really good job of just kind of feeling the hole, letting things set up.
And a Kneifel, number 15, the linebacker, turning that one back inside. Deers takes the handoff and hands it off to Branderhorst, picks up a yard.
Sergeant Bluff Luton did a really nice job there of stringing that out and not allowing them to get the edge. And because obviously they pulled, number 52 and had 44 out in front there. Did a really good job of stringing that out to the sidelines and not letting that get north and south.
Pella Dutch, 3A champs in 2014, 2015, and 2016. They were in the title game last year, lost to North Polk 24-14. The snap to Deers, slipped momentarily, but able to get back up, and look at him move the pile. Close to a first down on 3rd and 8, hit a yard or two after the line of scrimmage.
Really good play design there. Wildcat, jet motion, and then obviously Deers did a great job. That time had to put his shoulder down and get some yards after contact. Really strong run there.
Manuel Deers, he'll play both ways as well for this Pella Dutch team. You see the speed too. He's a long jump state qualifier in track and field from this past spring. In motion, Ty Van Vliet. And Deers is going to keep it right side, puts his head down and dives inside the 30. Pick up a 4, give him 5.
Nice little package they run with this Wildcat. This time they went wing, and once again, great push at the point of attack. Number 53 pulls around, does a great job of kicking out that corner. Really great play design again with that Wildcat that they're using right now.
Trace Hopkins, the senior offensive lineman, he'll play both ways as well. Some really good athletes for both of these teams that will play both offense and defense. A pass out to DeHeis is caught and gains just 1, maybe 2 yards. Good pursuit on the play by Joe Hardy.
Pella really wants to get the ball out in space. We talked about that earlier, keys to the game. They want to run the bubble screen. That's an extension of their run game because they have playmakers out there that can make plays after the catch. That's just an extension of that run game.
Third down, keeping it is Manning, running right side, and nothing there. Coming up with a stop is Hardy.
Yeah, just a simple, cue run game off tackle there. It looked like if he would have stayed inside, but it's kind of hard to tell. 44 did a really nice job of playing that off. Been really impressed, with a few guys on Sergeant Bluff Luton. Obviously, a few guys who really stand out defensively. Austin Schulte,
Hardy, one of them as well. Manning with the pass. Oh, completes it to Mullins. A big catch. And Pella into the red zone on their opening drive.
Just a simple slant. Great concept there. And Michael Manning put it right on the money. Great protection. Huge conversion. That's kind of a role reversal here. I thought Sergeant Bluff Luton would be the one who's really trying to chew the clock, and here we see Pella really chewing and absorbing a lot of that play clock.
Under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Opening drive right now for the Pella Dutch. Manning shifting Van Vliet. It's Emmanuel Deers on the ground, gets the corner. Deers to the end zone. Touchdown, Pella.
Great play design. Pella went unbalanced, heavy, and Pella then in turn ran weak. And they didn't have an edge player to set the edge and contain, and he ended up bouncing that outside. They just didn't have enough defenders on that weak side. But give Deers some real credit there in his patience. He really hugged it and then bounced to the outside. Overall, outstanding execution on this first drive from Pella.
Really showcasing the speed of Deers. And how about this? Offensive lineman Niall Rowe, also the field goal kicker. Extra point is good, and the Dutch with a 7-0 lead. Let's take a look at this opening drive, Coach, that we saw out of the Dutch.
did a really good job of mixing up a number of different concepts, from the Wildcat, using some unbalance, using some motion, some shifts. I'd love to, on that first drive, as a former offensive coordinator myself, to really just get a sense of how the defense is going to play and how they're going to align, how they're going to react to the motions, the shifts, the unbalance. And they did a really good job of using then counters based on what they were seeing initially on those first couple series.
And it finished, capitalized with the Emmanuel Deers touchdown from 15 yards out. Pella with the score takes the early lead. Manning 4 of 5 passing on that drive, 32 yards. And Emmanuel Deers 8 carries for him, averaging 5 yards a carry, already at 41 yards after the opening drive. Kickoff by Van Zee is brought out. Justin Ehlers has some speed of his own, and he sets Sergeant Bluff Luton up at the 40-yard line.
Did a really good job on the kickoff return of setting this up. You can just see that wall set up there, and he did a really good job of staying in the center of the field and then at the last minute breaking out to the right. And that's really the key to a big return like that, is really staying in the center of the field and then either breaking out to your right or left to let that wall set up.
So Isaiah Jervik is the quarterback, and a quick pause to switch out footballs here. Jervik is senior, some on defense, over 500 passing yards, over 500 rushing yards. In the backfield, Brody Van Kalsbeek. And straight ahead, you get a lot of run out of this SBL team. And Musco Lighting Player Spotlight today is on Isaiah Jervik. Musco Lighting, the official and exclusive sports lighting provider of the IHSAA.
And with Sergeant Bluff Luton, you're going to see a lot of that quick jet motion. They use that either as a kind of a disguise or use it as a play.
There's a handoff running to the left with Hardy. Hardy has a first down, brought down by Nate Warner.
Just a simple jet sweep, and they will use both the jet sweep from the wing and from the slot. That time did a great job of setting that edge, getting that hooked, and giving him an opportunity to get around the edge there.
Coach moves really well for a guy his size. Joe Hardy had a 85-yard touchdown run there. You see Sergeant Bluff Luton's offense back to the ground game. More speed on display. Beckett Varas, the junior running back, averages it 10 yards a carry because of big plays like this.
He is certainly elusive, has great quickness. He's a guy that can run in between the tackles, but also get to the perimeter. Just a simple jet sweep where he cut it up inside there. Outstanding job from the offensive line, though, of opening that up, and did a great job of making it a second-level defender miss as well.
And you see Pella's defensive starters there as well. Hardy on the carry, cuts it back inside the 10, and it will be 1st and goal for Sergeant Bluff Luton. As we thank our starting lineup sponsor, Hy-Vee, proud partner of IHSAA. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. And here is the carry from Hardy to set up 1st and goal.
Another jet sweep. And Joe Hardy does a really nice job then of using those lead blockers and setting that up. Boy, initially here, Sergeant Bluff Luton is really attacking that perimeter.
And he is gassed. These kids, they've gone up and down the field pretty quick now. Under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Opening drives for both teams and touchdowns for both teams. Beckett Varas takes it in for the score. An extra point away from being tied in the first quarter.
Ross does such a great job of, again, setting that up. You can see those blockers coming in that C gap. He's patient, but then once he gets those shoulders square, he just explodes through the hole. What a series from Sergeant Bluff Luton on that first drive. Just outstanding as far as attacking that perimeter. And that's the thing about that jet sweep, that can attack perimeter all the way to the sidelines, but they can cut that up just outside or even inside that C gap. Outstanding job.
Penalty flag out on the extra point attempt before it was snapped.
Encroachment on the defense. The distance will be declined. Extra point.
So another extra point attempt. Brody Weger. Gavin Warren, the holder. Long snapper. Saxeleni. And the extra point is good, and we are tied at 7. Let's take a look. Started coach with that big start on special teams. Naylor's got it going all the way out to the 40-yard line. And then you saw a lot of jet sweeps in that opening drive.
There were a lot of jet sweeps. They have come out and really tried to attack the perimeter. Both teams run an odd front, a 3-man front, and they're going to have to, both teams are going to have to make an adjustment here, whether they're going to commit another guy into the box and really do a better job of setting the edge and containing that sweep, especially Pella here. And then Sergeant Bluff Luton do they commit another guy into the box as well to obviously shut down that power run game from Pella.
Head coach Justin Smith is in year number 28, 184 victories, his 5th semifinal appearance. Again, this Warriors team got here by beating the defending state champs North Polk in the quarterfinals.
Coach Smith does a tremendous job. Just very impressed. We played them back in 2019, and it says a lot about them revising from a spread team to now a power run team.
He's done a good job of adjusting to the personnel that he has there. You see the road to the dome for the Warriors. Bobble there by Shootneck. Gets close to the 20-yard line.
It'll be interesting as this second drive begins here towards the end of this first quarter to see what adjustments are made. Is Sergeant Bluff Luton going to commit another player into the box? Will Pella continue to use their wildcat, their motions, their shifts, continue to use the quick passing game as well to get the ball to some of their athletes in space?
Emmanuel Deers initially lined up wide to the right. Now comes back next to quarterback Michael Manning. Gets the carry on first down, straight between the tackles. Where he's brought down on the tackle, Emmett Kneifel.
Again, you've seen a shift in the rationale behind the shift is to try to either create a mismatch based on personnel or numbers. And it does compromise the integrity of the defense sometimes based on alignment. So I'm seeing a lot more of that in high school football than previously over the span of the last 3 or 4 years.
Second down and 6. The Dutch stay with the ground game, and Emmanuel Deers just keeps those legs moving. Picks up 3 or 4 really tough yards. It's going to be 3rd and short. He just dances, Coach.
He does. They did a really good job at the point of attack, Sergeant Bluff Luton. He did just a really good job of being patient and just kind of reading how things developed and then just kind of jump, cut to the right and got 2 additional yards.
Emmanuel Deers over 1,500 yards on the season. Pass play on 3rd and short. And is Harrison Mullins. How did he hold on to this?
Double slants.
Wow.
Michael Manning did a really good job of putting that in that open window. Great throw, great catch. Pass game, highly efficient early on, utilizing, again, the quick pass game.
And that's great coverage, too, from Justin Ehlers on that in the secondary. Just made one heck of a catch. So 1st down and 10. Deers patient, probing, and finds a few yards straight ahead after the hole opened up. Sometimes as a running back, you want them to go straight at the hole right away. Sometimes they can be a little patient like this.
It's really refreshing to see a back. We always talk about a back getting downhill, but he does a really good job of just being patient and letting those blocks develop and then cutting off of those blocks. And as a defender, that's difficult, right? Because as you commit, then he's either breaking to the inside or outside.
2nd and 7, an extra movement brings a penalty flag out. Final officiating crew, you get the best at the state semifinals and championship
False
games.
start on the offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty, repeat, 2nd down.
On this second drive, I feel like Sergeant Bluff Luton's doing a better job as far as the line of scrimmage is concerned. They have bodies at the point of attack. Emmanuel Deers is just doing a really nice job of being patient and reading the hole.
Manning to throw. He's looking deep, has a receiver in Vandenbroek, and Vandenbroek deep into Warriors territory. Move the chains up to the 37-yard line.
Max protect, kept both tight ends, just a 2-man route, a double move. Outstanding route.
That's the end of the first quarter. Both teams scoring on their opening drives. We'll be back with more of the IHSA semifinals, brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important? To invest in the future? It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Professional Educators of Iowa, founded by teachers for teachers in 1981.
What I like is that it is former administrators, teachers. They are people that are invested into, hey, let's make something great better.
PEI, the Professional Association for Iowa's Independent Educators.
The best thing about Professional Educators of Iowa is it's right in our backyard. It feels like home.
Now more than ever, educators are choosing PEI.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
We're not just lighting a stadium. We're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch. We're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport. We're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. When injuries, illness, or normal wear and tear lead to joint pain or discomfort, count on advanced orthopedic care at Mercy One. From joint replacement to sprains and fractures to physical therapy, our team can help you get back to the activities you enjoy, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
IHSAA Semifinal Football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee, a proud partner of IHSAA. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. And by Sukup Manufacturing Company, the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. And by the Iowa Farm Bureau. From rural roots to statewide pride, Iowa Farm Bureau proudly supports student-athletes across Iowa.
Our first quarter coverage brought to you by Iowa Farm Bureau, the sole title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Iowa Farm Bureau believes in competitive play and cultivating individuals with great character, a strong work ethic, and exceptional leadership skills. By investing in Iowa's youth, Farm Bureau is investing in Iowa's future. Two really good futures for a lot of the kids we've seen in the first quarter. As we get ready for quarter number 2, Pella still with the football. Both teams scoring on their opening drives of the game. And slipping and falling is Tyson Rosa, sophomore running back.
See another shift. We know that Pella, this is what they have done all season long. They want to get the ball out quickly to their athletes. Unfortunately, his feet kind of came out from underneath of them there and was unable to make a play after the catch.
Coach, you get on this Unidome turf, sometimes you feel really fast and you want to make some really sharp cuts. See a couple times players may go down. Manning to throw, looks downfield, has his big target once again. Harrison Mullins coming up with a huge catch, and it's 1st and goal.
Great protection. Obviously, Harrison Mullins runs a great route. You see how he gave a move to the outside like he was going to run a post and then work back to the inside part of the field there to create that separation. Young football players out there, take note, that was a really great route. You see how he sold the out move and then worked himself back to the inside part of the field to create that separation on the defensive back.
In the preseason, Iowa's Des Moines Register named him the number 20 recruit in the state of Iowa. He will play college football at South Dakota State. Here's a direct snap. Emmanuel Deers straight ahead. Touchdown number 2 for Emmanuel Deers.
Wildcat, direct snap, just patient, let everything kind of develop, just a power. You can see the guard pulling and the back kicking out. At the point of attack, they did a really good job of getting a vertical displacement of the defensive line. Outstanding execution. Great second drive once again from Pella.
Coach, this Dutch offensive line, 4 of the 5 starters from last year who were in the championship game are back. It helps too when you've played together with your guy right next to you.
No question about it. You know, experience it. You can't replicate it, especially when you're playing in the dome.
All right, now a real extra point is good. 14-7. Let's take a look at how Pella got here. It started in quarter number 1. Emmanuel Deers with the carry, and then really Manning started to hook up with Mullins on this one.
Doing a great job of mixing it up, giving a variety of different formations, motions, outstanding.
Vandenbroek on that deep reception. Number 8, Harrison Mullins, set up 1st and goal, and on 1st down, it was Deers' 2nd rushing touchdown of this football game. And the Pella Dutch with a 14-7 advantage. Well, Hy-Vee is a proud partner of the IHSAA, bringing you all 14 games this week on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. This has been a lot of fun here inside the Unidome. got started yesterday with 8-man football and Class A football just finishing earlier today. And you salute all the teams that made the playoffs, and the lucky ones or the ones that are fortunate enough to make it to the semifinals. This one is going to be grabbed just inside the 20-yard line. And on the return is up back Gavin Arendt, a junior for the Warriors. So back to work goes Jervik, senior quarterback. And the Warriors offense scored on their only other possession and take over with 10:42 on the clock here in the second quarter.
Yeah, we'll see if Sergeant Bluff will continue to attack the edge with that jet sweep.
Sergeant Bluff Luton 10-1 on the season. Here's a carry straight ahead as Jervik on the keeper. Coach, this Warriors team lost the first game of the season to Bishop Heelan. They're in the semifinals in 3A coming up on Saturday. Since then, they have won 10 straight, and really the last, let's see, 6-7 games really have poured in a ton of points. 35 or more points by this Warriors offense.
They've been dominant.
Here's a handoff, going to try the left side. Good pursuit by Pella. Is that what you're talking about? The defense setting the edge, bottling it up?
That's exactly right, Brad. That's what you need to do. You need to, if you see how there was penetration right there, and he's forced to kind of choke his motor a little bit, and then obviously you got that inside-outside pursuit. Tremendous job by Pella there, and really getting a lot of bodies at the point of attack, getting that turn back in, and obviously getting great pursuit from those inside defenders.
They saw number 11, Gage Branderhorst, dig his cleats in, set the edge, and David Garner, 25, flying in to make the stop. Third down now, looking to throw, dumps off underneath. Knife on the carry is going to be a yard short. Warriors need the 40, and they're right at the 39-yard line.
Just a boot off of that jet action. Trying to slip that, tight end out into the flat there. Just came up a little bit short, and looks like they're going for it here on fourth down.
In the backfield, Van Kalsbeek. Jervik's going to keep it himself, spins. Oh, he may have been stopped. The Pella defense got good pursuit. This will defend on the spot. Pella believes they've come up with a stop. And it's going to be first down for the Dutch.
That, I thought when he initially spun there that he was going to get it. But boy, both linebackers were right there. Kyler Van Manen was right there to mop it up. Outstanding. And obviously you see a lot of that tush-push quarterback sneak here. That's how you execute in defending that.
Van Manen and Nate Warner come up with the stop for Pella, and the offense on the field. Fourth-seeded Dutch with a 7-point lead and the football. And Manning looking to throw, dumps it off to Deers. He falls forward for a gain of 3.
Just checked it down there, ran kind of a similar route that they hit earlier on that second drive, but didn't come open early enough, got a little bit of pressure, so he elected to check it down there, Michael did.
Dax Kudum in on the tackle. 20 tackles on the season. And Manning surveys the defense and flips it out to the left side. Quick hitter, Rex Ramey, the senior. Excellent defender, 6 interceptions this year, but he'll factor into the passing attack as well.
Another illustration of trying to get the ball in space. An RPO pre-snap. They had the numbers, they had the advantage of the space that they wanted. They decided to throw it out. You saw that backside guard pulling through. He has that option, either give that or throw it to the perimeter based on what he sees pre-snap.
That's just the 3rd reception for Rex Ramey this season. Manning now rolls to his left. Pursuit comes as Aiden Dather, 57, going after the quarterback. Great pressure from the senior D lineman.
Well defended. The secondary did a really nice job, got pressure, forced him to keep it, and did a nice job of extending that into the sideline, not letting him get any extra yards by extending that play.
So you see it's 4th down. The Pella defense just came up with a 4th down stop. Can Sergeant Bluff Luton stand tall? 4th and 5. They need to get just across the 30-yard line. It is caught. Falling forward is Logan Vandenbroek. And that is going to be just enough. Penalty flag is out as they look at the spot. And it looks like it's going to be against Pella. So we'll likely back it up for another 4th down.
Ineligible downfield on the offense, number 6. Repeat 4th down, 5 yards. Previous.
It looks like he was covered up there. The outside receiver needed to be off, and he was on, and so that's why that penalty was warranted.
And it was flagged. Number 6, Hunter Brummel, is up at the top of your screen, the left side of that offensive formation. So back to punt it away is Niall Rowe. And Gavin Warren back for Sergeant Bluff Luton. Trying to angle towards the sideline. Excellent punt, bounces at the 10. And then at the 6, looks like it hit a Dutch player around the 5-yard line as they grab it at the 1. They will spot it up where it was initially touched, I believe, at the 5. As you see the officials discussing it. Excellent punt, though, from Niall Rowe.
Outstanding punt, great coverage. Last 2 series, both defenses now, I think, are starting to settle in. You see both defenses now, I think, develop an understanding of, what each opposing offense is trying to do, and the coordinators are making great adjustments, as you can see with, 2 great stops here.
So we saw the offenses get rolling. Now the defenses both come up with a stop as Jervik back to work for the Warriors. Wants to keep it himself. Good pursuit up the middle as 45 comes up with the tackle.
Simple jet. 45 did a great job of really getting underneath that guard and getting penetration. Outstanding job.
So 2nd down and 10. There's a pass left side. It's caught inside the 5-yard line. Able to get a couple positive yards on the reception. Caught by Warren, but the pursuit is coming from that Pella defense, Coach.
Yeah, Sergeant Bluff this time really tried to extend that defense a little bit, got into a trips look, trying to spread them out a little bit, threw just a quick screen to the perimeter. Pella did a great job in defending that, getting off those perimeter blocks and making a great tackle in space.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. Jervik straight back to pass, throws out to the right, has a receiver open. Great route and catch by Gavin Arendt, the junior receiver, coming up with his first catch of the game.
Great route there, great protection, did a nice job on play action of selling that good fake and created great space in that outbreaking route and allowing Jervik to make a great throw there.
Coach, Sergeant Bluff Luton doesn't pass as much as they run. Just 77 pass attempts on the season coming into this game compared to over 450 rushing attempts. But when they pass it, they do look pretty good. And now a late penalty flag comes out at the end of this run.
Yeah, it looked like Bushman was continuing to drive the defender downfield, and I don't know if they're going to call holding or late a personal foul penalty. I'm not sure, but great execution with the jet sweep from Sergeant Bluff there.
Personal foul, low block, number 4 White, 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
So that penalty goes on Rex Arami, and that'll move Sergeant Bluff Luton even further down the field. You can't go low on a blocker. There it is. I see there was a chop at 71. Joey Gonzalez, when you got 6 foot 230 coming at you and coming at you hard.
Yep,
it's tough to stay in there.
It definitely is. I don't blame him one bit, to be honest with you.
That might be worth the yards, right? Like, live to see another play. First down and 10. Jervik, the snap is high. He's going to end up keeping it himself. And will end up picking up 1 yard. Tackle made by Nate Warner. Looked like this was going to go out to the right side.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to extend to the perimeter there. And we don't see Sergeant Bluff Luton in the gun very often. So, you know, sometimes you wonder about that shotgun snap. Does that play a factor because of the timing? The snap obviously wasn't great. That just really changes the mesh of that jet sweep action.
Jervik back up underneath center, hands it off, jet sweep left side. Getting the edge is Ryan Hewson, the junior running back who was injured, coach, back in week 2 against Lewis Central. Just got cleared to return and gets his first carry here in the state semis.
It's great to see, obviously, a player who's been out a majority of the year get an opportunity to play here in the Unidome, and on that carry did a great job of being patient and just exploded up through the hole on that jet sweep. And obviously happy for a player to have that opportunity to finally play in a semifinal game after being injured.
Had 43 carries in the first 2 weeks of the season, over 300 yards on the ground, so certainly a force. And a little bit more from number 11, Ryan Hewson.
Really similar, honestly, to the jet sweep action, but it's more what I refer to as a power toss. They're taking the back, kicking out, pulling the guard through. Did a really good job at the point of attack in displacing that down lineman. Really good execution.
See the big left elbow brace on Hewson as Jervik now up under center. Straight back to throw, dumps it out into the flats. It falls incomplete. Almost looked like it surprised Hewson that it was coming to him so quickly, and it's second down.
Play action, I believe they were looking for Beckett Barras there. He ran a double move and unfortunately got some pressure and had to check that down, but I know they were looking deep for Barras there, but unfortunately they had some pressure. Pella did a great job of getting some interior pressure.
Second down, Isaac Jervik, starting quarterback and defensive safety. He's going to keep it himself straight ahead, and Pella stands him up at the 45. So 3rd and 7 coming up for the Warriors. And really, Jervik, such a tough kid, coach. His mom had cancer, is in remission, and community just found out that it was back. Certainly Isaiah at quarterback has a lot more on his mind than football, but man, he's going out there, leaving it all out there for his team.
Says a lot about just his resiliency and toughness, and now being a leader of this football team.
Pitches it back and a run to the right for Beckett Varas. The junior had the touchdown run in the first quarter. And this guy catching him from behind.
Running that power toss. Number 45 does a really nice job of playing off that block and falling back in and making the play. Now got another 4th and short. Let's see what Sergeant Bluff elects to do here. Looks like they're going to go for it.
And Coach, the rosters we have don't give us a 45 at number 46. Henry Churchma might be the 6'4", 175-pound sophomore, but 1:52 to go. 4th and 3 and a timeout taken by Sergeant Bluff and head coach Justin Smith.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa Farms these days. Innovation.
We do have, so Aiden Halverson is 45. We did get the number changed. It's usually 55. So thank you for that, Coach. So timeout here. Second quarter action alongside the coach Kevin Miller. 18 years as Solon head coach. I'm Brad Wells. And coach, in your 18 years, 197 career victories. You won 4 consecutive state championships as head coach, 2007 to 2009 in 2A, and then a 3A 2010 title. What's the best part of coming here is each year it's a brand new group of kids, isn't it?
It's special, and each group is unique, obviously, and just to see the parents, the players, and the community all come together and really embrace the opportunity, and obviously to be a part of, you know, great football, but just the atmosphere of the Unidome.
Come up with special memories that will last a lifetime, and plays like this seem to stand out. 4th and 3. Here's a pitch jetting to the left. And needing the 38-yard line, going to be a yard shy is Ryan Hewson. As the Pella defense comes up with the stop. Rex Ramey coming out from the bottom of the pile, and the Pella Dutch defense, they do it again.
Outstanding job by Pella there. They extended that play. In fact, they forced him to kind of bounce it a little bit wider and then extending it. You either want to bottle that up and force it to bounce, but you've got to have to have that inside-out pursuit, and they had that out. Just outstanding when it comes to how to defend a perimeter play. That was picture perfect.
Blake DeHeis in there on that tackle as well, number 2 for Pella. And coach, man, it comes down. They say it's a game of inches. We've seen a couple 4th down stops now that have come within inches of Sergeant Bluff Luton keeping the ball and continuing to drive. Meanwhile, Emmanuel Deers continues to churn those legs and eat up yards.
Once again, offensive line, Pella did a really nice job. They wrapped that tackle once again, that we refer to it as dart, but at the point of attack did a really nice job, and Deers does such a great job in being patient.
Deers off to the right side, patient again, and spins forward for a gain of 2. Jervik in on the tackle, as well as Gavin Warren.
Sergeant Bluff Luton does a really good job of defending this play. They're there. Once again, he bounces it. He's always going forward and getting positive yardage. That is something that great backs are able to do. Not only yards after contact, but being able to navigate and extend, you know, get those extra yards.
Manning cuts it loose, looking for Vandenbroek. Vandenbroek inside the 20 and takes it to the house.
A similar route when they ran in, I believe it was the first quarter, a double move. Looks like he's going to run the post, breaks it off, runs a flag. See how he gives that head and shoulder move to the inside, breaks to the outside, and Michael Manning delivers a strike. Outstanding throw and catch, max protection. outstanding execution.
Vandenbroek, the 43-yard touchdown reception. Extra point is good, and it is 21-7. The Dutch, the 4-seed, leading 3rd-seeded Sergeant Bluff Luton. Under a minute to go in the 2nd quarter. Coach, man, it started, the defense made a stop once again to get the ball back.
Pella's been very opportunistic on defense. 2 4th downs. Obviously don't allow Sergeant Bluff Luton to capitalize and convert on those, and then being very opportunistic on offense and taking advantage of that turnover on possessions. Very high quality execution. That's what I'm super impressed with from both teams for that matter. But when Pella needed to make a defensive play on 4th down, they came up big. And as a result, obviously, they capitalized on this touchdown pass, and not a lot of time here in the 2nd quarter, so it'll be interesting to see what Sergeant Bluff Luton elects to do, whether they're going to just continue to run the power run game, or if they're going to try to throw the football here.
Head coach Ben Bollard in his 1st season as head coach, his 16th year on the staff at Pella. 10 years as defensive coordinator. He's the director of technology and innovation at Pella Schools. Replaced Jay McKinstry, retired after 28 years as the head coach, and has Pella looking good here in the first half of this semifinal. And the return for the Warriors out to the 28-yard line, brought out by Gavin Warren.
Yeah, 47 seconds left here, Brad. I'm curious to see what Sergeant Bluff Luton elects to do. They stay true to their power run game and what they've done pretty consistently throughout the first half here.
And Coach Justin Smith says the heartbeat of this team is the offensive line. We're not very big, but this year replaced really the entire offensive line from a year ago. They've had tremendous growth through the season and just continue to run it up the middle. That's their game, is running the football. We'll see if they do it with pace or if they plan on going to the locker room and regrouping for the 2nd half.
Well, I believe they'll start the 2nd half with the football, so they don't want to do anything to jeopardize, the end of the 2nd quarter here by throwing an interception or having a sack. So I think they're going to play it pretty close to the vest here.
Back to throw. Jervik looking downfield, has a man but unable to connect with Gavin Warren. That would have been a foot race to the pylon if he would have been able to hold on to that.
Wow, was I ever wrong. And a great play design. I really like that. Quarterback kind of rolls to the right, and they take that receiver and bring him all the way back across the field, and he had him. Just unfortunately, it was just a bit overthrown.
And he was rolling to his right, too. That's a tough throw to throw it back straight down the middle of the field, moving to the right. Now 3rd down. 7 to go. Here's a handoff, and popping up to the 35-yard line goes Beckett Varas, and a timeout taken by Pella with 4 seconds on the clock. So it will be 4th down. And we'll see if Sergeant Bluff Luton, coach, you need to think about it here. If you're on 4th down, you either want to run out 4 seconds of the clock, or you got to pick up that 1st down.
You have a couple different options, right? You can snap it and the quarterback can run, away from the line of scrimmage and obviously run out the clock. You can punt it, but then you risk obviously a bad snap, block, punt. So that's always the interesting decisions that coaches have to make.
You don't want to have a run with less than 4 seconds left and give this Pella passing attack one more play before halftime.
No, and I don't see them going for it here. I think if anything, what they'll probably try to do is just either run out the clock or they'll punt it. But perhaps they'll run a play, but you just don't want to have a quick stop and giving them, a real short field and potentially 1 second, but I don't see that happening.
Sergeant Bluff Luton, 10-1 on the year. Pella Dutch, 10-1 on the season as well. You can take your shirts off when you come to the Unidome and wave them around in the air. Fans having some fun inside the Unidome, and now a timeout taken again by Pella head coach Ben Ballard.
I think Pella just wanted to see, obviously, what Sergeant Bluff Luton was going to do, and it looks like they're going to run a play, perhaps, so they want to make sure that they are aligned to make sure that defensively they're in good position to be able to defend whatever it is Sergeant Bluff Luton wants to do on this last play.
And talking with Ben Ballard earlier this week about former Pella head coach Jay McKinstry, coach who retired after 28 years. He says, first of all, he means a ton to me. I'm a Pella alum, 2003 grad. He's like, he's my coach, and then to be able to coach with him for 15 years was really something he says he's forever grateful for. Just the man that he is, the example that he is, and turning the program over. He said he's done a great job this year of really focusing on staying out of the way and letting it become my program here in year number 1. And even had his stories, like I heard in one game, he snuck in and was on the opposing team's sideline just so he could watch the game, but didn't want to be in the fanfares. Sergeant Bluff Luton does a good job of just what you said, Coach. Just take a little roll out to the right, throw it up in the air, take the clock down to 0. And we are at halftime in the 4A game. Sergeant Bluff Luton 7, Pella 21. As we head to the locker room, you're watching the IHSAA football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. We'll be right back here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
You come alive in the dead of winter and start work early on snow days, because snowed in is not an option. The Kubota Snow lineup of compact tractors, RTVs, and versatile attachments are built to move, plow, blow, and thrive in the winter. So when the snow falls, you could rise to meet it. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $6,800.
Visit GoKubota.com today to find your local Kubota dealer.
High school activities have given me the opportunity to get involved and make new friends.
Compete in sports that I love and meet new people.
Do something I love while building the programs in my community.
Not just be a role model off the court, but also be a role model on the court.
Make connections and meet new people.
They've given me a reason to work hard and better myself for the future. Set good examples to the younger athletes.
Have a positive impact on my community.
Help us support Iowa high school activities.
Fuel choice that's cheaper, homegrown, and better for the planet? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Today's banking is about so much more than numbers. It's about people. It's about community. It's about the next generation. Banking is personal. That's what we believe. And that's why we'll always put you first. Northwest Bank. Commitment you can bank on.
Halftime coverage is brought to you by Northwest Bank, proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to the Unidome. We have reached the Northwest Bank halftime of our opening Class 4A semifinal. 21-7 here at the half, with the Pella Dutch leading the Sergeant Bluff Luton Warriors. Well, just like a great team, success in business takes planning, dedication, and trust. That's why businesses count on Northwest Bank, where personal and business banking never stops working for you. Member FDIC. With the teams in the locker room, we'll step aside for a message from title sponsor Iowa Farm Bureau and the fun highlight of champions from the last school year at the Athletic Association.
Thanks for joining us for the 2025 IHSAA State Football Championships. I'm Chris Cuellar, Communications Director at the Iowa High School Athletic Association. We hope you're enjoying the competition our member schools are putting on today. At the Iowa High School Athletic Association, we're deeply grateful for the incredible support that makes this event possible, and no partner plays a more pivotal role than our title sponsor, the Iowa Farm Bureau. With me here today is Brent Johnson, President of the Iowa Farm Bureau.
Good to be with you, Chris.
First off, I'd like to thank the Iowa Farm Bureau for being the sole title sponsor of our state football championships and a longtime supporter of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. What do you think makes education-based activities so special in Iowa, and why is it important for organizations like Iowa Farm Bureau to be involved with events like this?
Well, Chris, at the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that strong farms and strong schools go hand in hand. Just as the student athletes competing here today are among the nation's best, Iowa's farmers are among the nation's most productive, leading the way in corn, hog, and ethanol production, but also in pioneering conservation efforts. Iowa ranks #1 in water quality, wetlands, bioreactors, grassed waterways, filter and buffer strips, pollinator habitats, and conservation tillage. As proud title sponsors, we're excited to celebrate the strength and spirit of Iowa's farmers and student athletes. Their resilience defines what it means to be farm strong and makes these games and our state truly special.
With these games being a high point of the high school experience for so many student athletes, can you describe how Iowa Farm Bureau makes sure its sponsorship goes beyond the event itself?
The championship games are an important moment, but we want our impact to last much longer. That's why we're proud to support them throughout the year through our work with the Iowa High School Athletic Association and the Girls Union to sponsor concussion insurance at no cost for all boys and girls participating in the practice and play of all sports sanctioned by the organizations. It's an extremely important program and just one way that we feel we can help look out for the long-term well-being of student athletes. In addition to concussion coverage, the Iowa Farm Bureau is one of the state's largest scholarship providers, contributing over $250,000 in scholarships each year to Iowa's students. Right now, we're accepting applications for our scholarships, so we encourage students to visit our website for more information. And knowing teachers play a critical role in shaping our students' futures, we also provide grant programs to help educators offset costs for much-needed education resources, helping to enhance classroom experiences in schools across Iowa.
Adding to that incredible list of support, the Iowa Farm Bureau also sponsors the IHSAA's Governor Scholar Recognition Ceremony. I always see members of the Farm Bureau team at the event alongside our athletic association staff. Could you share why you think it's so important for your organization to be involved?
At the Iowa Farm Bureau, we believe that today's students are the future leaders of our state. By supporting the Iowa Governor's Scholar Program, we have the privilege of being present to honor more than 400 of Iowa's brightest academic achievers. These students are not only excelling in their classrooms, but they are also the future leaders who will help shape Iowa's progress. This initiative is deeply important to our organization, our members, and all Iowans, as it highlights the value of education and leadership in moving Iowa forward.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Brent, and for your continued support of the Iowa High School Athletic Association. Your partnership has been essential in helping us grow student services through recognition programs, grants, and scholarships. We truly appreciate your commitment to education-based activities and the students we serve across Iowa.
I don't get it. Why is there uneven crop emergence out here?
Great question, Jill. From what I've seen, soil compaction from your sprayers and grain carts is the likely culprit. This can hinder root penetration and emergence along field edges.
What would I do without you, Tom?
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Let's catch up later. I'm needed over in Monroe County.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
Nice guy.
Excelling in athletics takes teamwork, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. These are the same qualities that help our pig farmers and our communities thrive. The Iowa Pork Producers Association is proud to support statewide high school athletics and the student athletes who make us all proud. Visit iowapork.org/WeCare to meet the people behind the pork and hear about our winning approach to caring for our pigs, the environment, and our communities.
You love our lineup of legendary Pizza Ranch pizzas. And now, get ready to love the Big Popper. Loaded with cream cheese, Italian sausage, jalapenos, sweet peppadew peppers, and a honey hot sauce drizzle. A little sweet, a little heat, and a whole lot of flavor. Try the Big Popper Pizza, along with our new Chicky Chicky Boom Boom Salad. Only for a limited time, only at Pizza Ranch.
Whether you volunteer or hang with friends, play pickleball, read or follow trends. No matter what your retirement style, you deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. Some Medicare plans don't cover vision or dental. With Delta Dental, you can save on what's essential. Get coverage and take care of your health. It's peace of mind, so treat yourself. It's more affordable than you might think. Give us a call or visit this link.
Hello and welcome to the Iowa High School Athletic Association's Football Halftime. I'm Communications Director Chris Cuellar, and joining me today is ISL Education Lending President and CEO Steve McCullough. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
Can you explain what the synergies are between what the Athletic Association is doing and what the work of ISL Education Lending for Iowa students?
Well, our purpose is to help students and families succeed in education and career after high school. As a nonprofit, we offer low-cost private student loans. We also offer scholarships and college planning tools to help families make wise choices.
I assume there's some people watching who just heard the word scholarships. Can you tell me a little more about that?
So, right now, you can register to win one of 45 $1,000 scholarships. They're for high school students, college students, and their parents. And you can register at iowastudentloan.org, or you can scan the QR code on the video board. You need to register by December 5th.
What are some other resources that people should take away here about ISL Education Lending?
Well, we just launched a new scholarship search service called Step 1 Scholarship Search. It's free for use, and it's customized and personalized so you can find scholarships that are a match for you. For more information about Step 1 Scholarship Search Service or any of our other programs, go to iowastudentloan.org.
We got a lot of overlap there with our high school students either on the field or hopefully watching at home. Hopefully they can take advantage of those resources. Steve, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Into the end zone. Wow, it's a great pull. Here again. Wants to throw deep. Has a man open. Cooney catches it at the 10. Turns into the end zone.
And the celebration begins here for the Grundy Center Spartans.
It's a wide open receiver. Makes the catch and pulls into the end zone for a touchdown. What a performance. North Polk goes undefeated. They will hoist the state's biggest trophy. to Gregory.
Oh my word. Robles and scores! What an unbelievable strike.
Is Vanderloon crossing home plate. And that is the ball game.
And Iowa City High has won their first ever title in baseball.
We're not just lighting a stadium. We're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch. We're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport. We're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important, to invest in the future. It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Need money for college? Our scholarship registration is quick and easy. ISL Education Lending Scholarship is open to both students and parents. Visit iowastudentloan.org/award for details. Multiple awards are available, and you'll learn valuable financial literacy tips as part of the process. Register online today for your chance to win $1,000.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest, of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
Halftime was brought to you by Northwest Bank, proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC.
More of the Northwest Bank halftime show here in the Class 4A semifinal, the first of two this evening. Alongside former coach Kevin Miller, I am Brad Wells. And Coach, let's talk through that first half. Pella really looked impressive the first half.
They really did. Offensively, they were operating at a high level, executed the game plan outstanding, very balanced in their offensive approach, and defensively, 2 big stops on 4th down. Really, that's the telltale sign of the first half. You know, who knows if Sergeant Bluff Luton capitalizes and converts those 2 4th downs. Yeah. It could be 21-14, 21-21. And then on the one turnover on downs, they march it down the field and score. So obviously those were 2 big plays. And we always talk about football. It comes down to typically 2, 3, 4 plays determine the outcome of a game when you have two quality opponents competing against each other.
Coach, here's a look at our Sioux Cup statistics. 230 total yards for Pella. You see the 3rd down, 4th down conversions as well towards the bottom of the screen. Sergeant Bluff Luton 0 for 3. That third one was probably the last play of the second quarter, but 2 big stops by Pella's defense. And then just eating up some clock as well. A good balance from Pella.
Really balanced, no question about it. And obviously on that stat line, the 4th down conversions really pop, and the passing yards from Pella.
And closed captioning, today's broadcast is presented by Sioux Cup Manufacturing. Sioux Cup is the world's largest family-owned grain bin manufacturer and a proud supporter of Iowa high school activities. This has been the Northwest Bank halftime show. Northwest Bank, proud to power our local communities with personal and business banking that never stops working for you. Member FDIC. You're watching the IHSAA football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau as we get this 3rd quarter started here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Sergeant Bluff Luton receiving the opening with a 3rd quarter kickoff, I should say, and we'll have the football first.
Always enjoy as a coach to see what adjustments are made at halftime, both offensively and defensively. We'll see what Pella has done. I thought they made some really good adjustments there in the 2nd quarter to contain Sergeant Bluff Luton's their jet game and their power toss game.
Van Kalsbeek just a couple of carries. He's in the backfield. Throwing on 1st down is Jervik, a quick hitter, and a wide open receiver in the left flats picks up 14 yards on the first play of quarter number 3, and getting it to Gavin Warren on the outside.
Simple, just hitch. They're playing one-on-one out there. They want to obviously outnumber Sergeant Bluff Luton in the box. You're one-on-one, get the ball to your athlete and let him make a play.
Gavin Warren, the top receiver on the season. 19 catches before this semifinal game. 2nd best on the team, had just 7 all year. Again, the Sergeant Bluff Luton team doesn't throw it a ton. They will run it a lot. Beckett Varas, 6 attempts, 44 yards in the first half, picks up 5 on this 1st down carry.
Little wing counter. Again, they're a wing T team. They really are. They're going to run their jet series. A lot of these same concepts are common of wing T based teams.
Varas also had the touchdown for SBL in that first half. Jervik looking to throw, goes towards the edge, throws it. It is caught by a Pella defender, but out of bounds is Nate Warner as Jervik threw it away, held it till the last moment.
Just a one-man route, a sprint out. Had Gavin Warren kind of bracketed, guy in front, the guy behind him. That makes it really difficult to put a ball in that tight coverage. Pella did a great job of obviously pursuing from the inside out and forcing a difficult throw.
So 3rd and 5 for Jervik in this Warriors offense. It's the handoff coming back to the right side and pushing forward very close to a 1st down. Wow, carrying defenders is Joe Hardy, the standout linebacker, all-state 2nd team linebacker a season ago. Works in that tight end / slot position, or Z-wing, as Coach Smith likes to call him.
Come back with the counter again. They're trying to give action one way and come back another. Just a great wing T concept.
And it is just enough to move the chains and give the Warriors a 1st down. There's a pitch running to the right side. And from the bottom of the pile comes Varas on the carry.
Looks like a power toss. Pella now's committed 8 guys into the box in an attempt to slow and contain the power run game, whether they're trying to run that power toss or some of the other wing T principles. Really making a concerted effort to contain the run.
There's a jet sweep out to the right side and cutting it up quickly and getting to midfield are the Warriors to make it 2nd down and short. As a heavy dose of Beckett Varash, the junior running back, again leads 4A with an average of 10 yards per rush. Over 1,300 yards on the ground, 14 touchdowns before his 15th came here in the semifinals. 3rd down, and a penalty flag comes out as the snap came a little quick. Looked like some movement possibly before that snap as well.
Dead ball, false start on the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
And these are the situations that Sergeant Bluff Luton doesn't want to be in. 3rd and long. This is not, what they traditionally are accustomed to. They want to be 3rd and short. Now they're in a situation where they're going to have to throw the football. Again, kind of out of their comfort zone. Let's see, if they come out in the shotgun and spread them out a little bit. Looks like they have a little.
And Jervik will start. 5 yards behind his center, looking to run it to the left, and the pressure comes. The backside pursuit was all over it. Kyle Van Manen with a huge play.
I really like Kyler Van Manen. He's very active as a middle linebacker. He really stood out to me on film. He's your prototype Mike. He's a stopper from tackle to tackle, but showed his versatility in pursuing from the inside out there. Pella has 2 really good inside linebackers in Warner and Van Manen.
Last year was a starter as a sophomore. This year leads the team. 79 tackles on the season. Line drive punt takes a Warriors bounce to inside the 20-yard line, where Pella will take over, working with a 14-point lead. Nate Warner, fellow linebacker, him and Van Manen really doing an excellent job defensively up front.
Those 2 are staples in that defense, but those front 3 defensive linemen do a really good job of chewing up some of those offensive linemen and not allowing those guys to get up to the 2nd level. That has really enabled those guys to be extremely productive at that linebacker position.
So Pella's offense on the field for the first time here in the 3rd quarter. Manning hands it off to Emmanuel Deers, and Deers goes straight ahead, and a penalty flag comes out. And Coach, I want to point out Deers' pink shoes and his pink gloves, because he's got a special reason why he wears those pink shoes. As a young man with an incredible story, he was adopted at the age of 8.
Personal foul, face mask, 33 defense, 15-yard penalty, result in a 1st down.
He was adopted at age 8 from Sierra Leone, Africa, and with a family, has 2 special needs sisters. One passed away just before the start of this season. Just has a big heart for special needs kids, and Coach said really all young kids. He's just such a great influence and supporter, and wears those pink shoes and gloves in honor of his sister that he lost.
Wow, what an inspiration and story. And that's what high school athletics are about, and what a great example he is.
He gets the carry on 1st down and spun down after a gain of just 3. Deers in that first half, 74 rushing yards, had 2 touchdowns, a 15-yarder and a 5-yard touchdown.
Pella just getting back to what they do, right? Establishing Deers, run the tackle wrap play. Just such a patient back, does a great job.
And Michael Manning on the passing game in those long down situations, they have been really good. Here's a pitch to Deers, left side. Deers trying to get the edge. He gets to the 45, stays in bounds, puts his shoulder down, and into Warriors territory is the Dutch offense on the shoulder pads of Emmanuel Deers.
Pella does a really good job of shifting their tight end and wing to create an unbalanced look and outnumber Sergeant Bluff Luton there at the point of attack. And once again, he does a really good job. Instead of sprinting to the edge, he kind of is patient, sets those blocks up, and then accelerates to the perimeter. Really impressed with his patience.
Receivers Mullins and Vandenbroek at the top of your screen. See if Manning takes a shot. Nope, more Deers straight ahead. Sergeant Bluff Luton all over it. A gain of 2 for the senior. He was a state track and field qualifier in the long jump. Deers.
Same concept. They were in that tight wing, shift again, create that unbalanced look, run power off tackle. That time Sergeant Bluff Luton did a really nice job of bottling up that play.
Again, this Pella offensive line for the 5 starters from last year's team that played in the championship game return. Here's a pass looking for Brummel, and it is broken up. Good coverage from Isaiah Jervik.
Sprint out there, great coverage. It looked like that out route was going to be open. Did a nice job of breaking on the football there. Jervik did. Outstanding coverage.
Quarterback does play a little defense here. Pretty good on that back end. Jervik 24 tackles on the year. That's 4 interceptions on the season as well. The good kind that you want to have defensively. Here's Manning, and this is picked off by Sergeant Bluff Luton. Picked off by Gavin Warren. The Warriors get a spark here in the 3rd quarter.
Outstanding defensive play there. Did a really good job from his defensive back position. Really read the quarterback's eyes. Instead of getting into a back pedal, he just kind of settled. And that's a long throw for a quarterback to make. All the way across the field. That ball's in the air a long time. Did a great job of breaking on the football and making a huge play. And especially at this point in time in the game, this is exactly what Sergeant Bluff Luton need right now.
So Gavin Warren comes up with the play defensively. And the Warriors in Dutch territory. Handoff to the right side. And across the 40-yard line, a gain of 2.5 for Sergeant Bluff Luton for Beckett Voss. And Coach, a play like that's exactly what you were talking about at the very start of the broadcast. Be okay with your 3 to 4 yards of play.
You can't get away from what has gotten you here. Sometimes it's easy to push the panic button and then all of a sudden start throwing the football. But that's not your identity. Your identity is running the football. Get back to doing what you do. Stay consistent with it. And it's great to see that they're not abandoning the game plan. They're staying consistent with who they are.
Head coach Justin Smith in year number 28. The 5th semifinal appearance for Sergeant Bluff Luton, trying to win their first ever under the direction of Coach Smith. And a gain of 1, maybe 2. Pella's defense really doing a good job of stretching it out and then setting the edge. Again, on that outside, Gage Branderhorst, number 11, the outside man on that play, and David Garner with the stop.
Well, you said it best, Brad. Outstanding job there. You just look at how they strung it out. The inside linebacker, man, did a really nice job of pursuing inside out.
Jervik turns the run straight ahead. Pella was not fooled. On the stop, Nate Warner, number 26, all over it. He'll play football at Central Missouri next year. The senior comes up with a huge stop on 3rd and long.
They got penetration right from the beginning, and that play really had no chance because of the defensive line penetration, and Warner got penetration as well. Kind of a, I don't want to call it like a quarterback fakes jet and then circles back and runs kind of like a power inside.
So 4th and 6, Sergeant Bluff Luton needing a conversion. Jervik throws back for the screen pass. Has a receiver, but tackled at the 35. He'll be short of the first down. As Pella's defense once again on the stop. Van Kalsbeek on the reception. But the Pella defense closed quickly. And once again, Kyler Van Manen.
Really set up well. Sergeant Bluff did a nice job of setting up that play. Initially, it looked like it was going to be a big play, but Van Manen did a nice job, again, of pursuing the football and putting himself in a position to make a great tackle in space.
Deers on first down. A carry across the 40-yard line. Falls forward to the 43. Picks up 8 on first down. As Deers does a good job having some big chunk plays.
He certainly is. Does a great job of I can't say it enough. I know I've mentioned this throughout the course of this broadcast, of just being patient. That play doesn't happen if he just hammers it up inside, but instead he just continues to sip that out and then sees that opening to the outside, but it was well blocked up front.
Another handoff, Deers left side. Gets around to the edge and finally met by Justin Ehlers near the sideline. It's enough for a Pella first down.
Just compressed that set a little bit and tried to get everything sealed to the inside, and he bounced it to the outside and made, again, a nice gain, moved the chains. Just staying consistent also with the run game, trying to chew some clock here in the third quarter.
Deers on the ground right side and close to midfield. Give him 3 yards on the carry. As Emmanuel Deers, again last year, first team All-State running back as a junior, and here in his senior season having one heck of a campaign. Over 1,500 yards coming in, and Coach Deers on this drive has gone over 100 yards rushing in this football game.
You have to give a lot of credit to the offensive line. Doing a really nice job of establishing themselves.
Direct snap to Deers this time. Keeps those legs moving. Fights to the 41. You see so many offensive linemen pulling. Trace Hopkins 53 on the move. The offensive lineman coach, you're right. They're putting in some work today.
They are. You know, obviously you've got Trace Hopkins and Benjamin Griffith as their guards, do a great job. You can tell they're really well coached. They get up through the hole, they're square, they identified the defender, put a hat on him.
Hand off to Deers. And coach talking with Ben Bollard this week. He was telling us they've had a few close games. A 10-3 win over Waverly Shell Rock and North Scott. A 7-6 win over Decorah in the quarterfinals when all points were scored in the fourth quarter. He said our seniors and supporting cast, they just continue to find us ways to win. The moment's never too big. He says our offense has had 5 or 6 drives that have put us ahead in a game, and he says it kind of goes back to last year. As juniors, we were kind of the cardiac kids. Stopped a 2-point conversion to win a game, just finding ways to get it done. And here's a reception by Mullins, and Mullins takes a shot. Good pursuit from the Warriors defense here.
Another RPO. A lot of, what they've done in the past is get the ball out to the perimeter to their playmakers. That time, Sergeant Bluff Luton did a really nice job of getting off of that stock block and making a great play in space.
Justin Ehlers, just a sophomore. He's at the state track meet as a freshman, had a pick 6 this season. Back to throw is Manning. Manning throwing left, and it's incomplete. Ehlers on the coverage. Overshot Logan Vandenbroek. And the 4th down coming. The punt unit comes out for the Dutch.
Yeah, one of the few, throws that Michael Manning didn't make. Obviously had the interception there, but just threw that a little bit high. Didn't have a lot of pressure, but didn't really set his feet. And as a quarterback, it's important to get those feet underneath you to make a good, accurate throw.
Last year's team that was in the state championship game, quarterbacked by Colin Kernt. Michael Manning was a receiver on that team and has put in some work. And how about this punt? Checks up. Oh, and it rolls into the end zone for a touchback.
You made a great point earlier, Bab, when you were talking about, seasoned, experienced football team, and that's what Pella is. They got that experience.
About the offensive lineman / kicker and punter Niall Rowe. Oh man, just about pinned him deep.
That was a close one for sure. That really would have made it difficult on Sergeant Bluff Luton there to be pinned back near their goal line.
Reagan Anderson, 54, laying in the end zone, wishing he had gotten to that one when it was on the 1. But starting at the 20-yard line, final minute of the third quarter, Sergeant Bluff Luton. Isaiah Jervik needing to find a spark for this offense. Hands it off. Here's a reverse. Will this work? It will. Keeping it on the ground is Warren. Warren out to the 30-yard line. Picks up 10. Looked like it was supposed to be a pass back to Jervik, and then Warren's like, let's just run it. Let's go.
I think you're exactly right, Brad. I think that's what it was intended to be, was a pass. But obviously he had a lane to run, so he decided to tuck it and get positive yardage. Great decision.
A couple seniors, a little trickeration. Warren's like, I got a lot of green in front of me. Good job by Ty Van Vliet to hold on to secure the tackle. Throwing is Jervik. Pressured out, now dumps it off across the middle, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, cutting down the sideline is Nate Warner. And the defense comes up with a takeaway.
That's a tough one. Obviously, Isaiah Jervik was, rolling out to his left, throwing back across your body, across the grain is always problematic, to be honest with you. The defense is coming from the inside out.
Yeah. And to float it up, throw him back to the middle of the field.
Very difficult throw for a right-handed quarterback. Rolling to your left, and then to throw back across your body, and then have to put some air under the ball, and just kind of got away from him. Unfortunate turnover there.
And to Jervik's defense, feels like the Warriors have to make a move here quick. Down 2 scores. Deers with the carry here on first down. A gain of 4 to the 27, and this is going to take us into the fourth quarter. As the Pella Dutch up 21-7, you're watching the IHSAA football semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. More 4A action continues here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
I don't get it. Why is there uneven crop emergence out here?
Great question, Jill. From what I've seen, soil compaction from your sprayers and grain carts is the likely culprit. This can hinder root penetration and emergence along field edges.
What would I do without you, Tom?
Hey, that's what I'm here for. Let's catch up later. I'm needed over in Monroe County.
From personalized insights to year-round support, Channel Seed pros always show up. Channel, all in, all season.
Nice guy.
What does commitment mean? To protect what's important, to invest in the future. It means providing peace of mind. It's what reliable people do. It's what local banks do. Banking in Iowa goes beyond transactions. Banks work to help people and small businesses succeed. And Iowa banks are proud to be trusted partners in building confident banking relationships. Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
Ladies, the bake sale's about to start. Are you ready?
We've got this.
Okay.
Oh, guys, he's here.
Quick start delivery for Janet.
Bring it here.
Let's get this bake sale going. Yeah.
Come on.
Best bake sale ever.
Oh, yeah. Let's dig in.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
IHSAA Semifinal Football is brought to you by the Iowa Farm Bureau, proud title sponsor of the IHSAA, championing youth through sports and education. And by Cookies, epic sauces and bold seasonings. Remember, smart cookies use cookies. And by the Iowa Bankers Association, Iowa Banks, your partner through it all.
As sole title sponsor of the Iowa High School Athletic Association, the Iowa Farm Bureau provides millions of dollars in awards, recognition programs, grants, and scholarships, helping to support student achievement on the field and in the classroom. We get started with the fourth quarter. Deers, some stiff arms inside the 10, down to the 5. Emmanuel Deers showing his power. Starts the fourth quarter with a bang.
Wow, what a run. Showed so much. Not only is he patient, but he's powerful. He's elusive. He's really the total package. Boy, Pella must see something. They're really shipped into that unbalance, and then came back and ran counter, weak side, and he does such a great job. Once he gets his shoulder pads square, and then he sees daylight, he just explodes.
He's in the backfield next to Ty Van Vliet. And he will keep it himself straight ahead and into the end zone for a touchdown. His third of the game. Emmanuel Deers, over 150 yards and 3 scores.
Come out of the Wildcat, direct snap once again to Deers, and does a great job of just following that great offensive line into the end zone.
Jonathan Panknin, the senior. Trace Hopkins, 53, the senior. Griffith. Palmer Hemmings, second team All-State a year ago. Extra point is good. And don't forget Niall Rowe on that offensive line also does the kicking. Well, it started with the defense here. Jervik trying to make something happen, and Nate Warren finds it right in his breadbasket.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, that's a difficult throw for a quarterback, even at the college and professional ranks, to try to get your shoulders turned and to make that throw. It just got away from him, but credit to Pella for taking advantage of that turnover, and just what a great run here to set up that next touchdown run by Deers.
He's just throwing young men around the field, and then power. He keeps his legs moving on every run until he's all the way down, Coach.
Sign of a great back. He's always moving forward and getting positive yardage, whether it's after contact or otherwise.
Here's a look at our updated team statistics. Now over 300 total yards for the Dutch offensively. A turnover for both teams.
Well, what really stands out is that fourth down conversions.
Yeah.
0 for 4. I know that's big, and that was a costly turnover as well.
Squibtic fielded inside the 15-yard line. And Ehlers takes it out close to the 35. And the Warriors offense now down 3 scores with just over 11 minutes to play. And Coach Justin Smith in year number 28 says it's our 5th semifinal appearance, and we are 0 for 4 in the semis. They were here last year. 5th time since 2018, looking to punch a ticket into the championship match, but they've got some work to do now, down 21.
They certainly do.
And off to Hewson around the right side, a gain of 2.
Just staying with the jet sweep, and Pella's done a much better job after the first quarter of now setting the edge and not allowing Sergeant Bluff Luton to get to the edge and make those big plays.
Aiden Halverson, 45, running around, creating havoc. Now a little burst and a gap right up the middle. Beckett Varas, the junior, with the carry, moves the chains.
And that's what they do well, right there. You see the point of attack. They've done a really good job of eliminating the point of attack. Did a great job of kicking out, leading up through on that power scheme. And Pella's now not committing as many people to the box and playing a little bit more conservative defensively.
I love that Jervik's 10 yards downfield throwing blocks. There's a handoff right up the middle. Varas down to the 47-yard line, a gain of 4.
Still staying true to what they're doing, though, for the most part. Staying with the jet sweep series, the power toss. And Van Manen, from his inside linebacker position, has been all over the field here today.
Van Kalsbeek straight ahead, gets the carry inside the 40. That's a gain of 10. Give him 11 yards on the ground to the 37.
I call that a hand-back. Action away, given to the fullback, away from the action, and normally they like the fullback concept. Great play.
Coach, this is really tough to defend if you're seeing it for the first time, as Jervik is throwing towards the corner looking for Gavin Warren and overshoots him. It's really tough to defend if you're seeing it for the first time and haven't faced anything similar.
You're 100% right, Brad. It is really difficult to simulate that in practice. I think that's the biggest thing. It's a system, and every play is built upon itself with counters. That's one of the beauties of the wing T offense, is that it lends itself to having that ability to really counter what the defense is trying to do or take away.
So 2nd down and 10 after the shot on 1st down from Jervik. And now straight ahead, getting to the 32-yard line. It is Jervik, tackled by Nate Warner, had the interception on the last drive.
Warner from his inside linebacker position, extremely productive, very athletic, with a good stop there. I think Pella is content with bending but not breaking, right? Giving them some yardage but not giving up big plays.
Handoff goes straight ahead. That's Van Kalsbeek once again. And it is. Head coach Justin Smith said this Pella defense, man, they are unbelievably sound on defense. They just don't get out of position, and they shed blocks really well. Something you see as offensive linemen, as extra blockers go downfield, they try and get a hat on a hat, but his white jerseys able to shed their blockers pretty good. Jervik throws, caught over the middle. It's a catch by Aaron. Had a 12-yard reception in the first half. Comes up with a catch here in the 4th quarter.
Play action, kind of booted out there. Great throw, great catch. Overall, great execution there. Those are the things that they need to continue to do, is to mix that up with their power run game and the jet sweep action.
Might run up or open up that power run game a little bit more. Jervik on the keeper inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. As Sergeant Bluff Luton in the red zone. The clock ticking, 8:21, 8:20. She's Warriors offensive players, they really do their jobs well, whether it's their turn to carry the ball or throw a block. And carrying this time is Varas, who got bumped back, still able to gain a yard.
Yep, they run that counter, and anytime you get penetration in that A or B gap and they can pick off a lineman there and force that counter to bounce out, it really allows that defense to pursue. And Van Manen, once again, was in great position to make the play.
Shout out Benjamin Griffith, number 51, had that initial contact. Here's a shot to the end zone, throwing left side for Warren. It's broken up. Good coverage by Rex Ramey, the senior. A second-year starter, just has tremendous breaks on balls that go up in the air. That time went right at Warren.
Outstanding play from his safety position there, because if he doesn't make that play, it's a touchdown. So outstanding.
Coach Pollard says they chart explosive plays that we give up. Haven't had many explosive plays go in his direction. However, here's an explosive play. Beckett Varas, his second touchdown of the football game.
The power toss. At the point of attack, they did an outstanding job of eliminating that down lineman, and you could just see the gap open up. That's how you run power off tackle. That was a great display of just gap scheme blocking. Outstanding job.
Extra point attempt from Brody Weger is good, and it cuts the Pella lead down to 14 at 28-14. And let's take a look at this drive. Coach, it was a little bit of pass mixed in, but Sergeant Bluff Luton really got that running game rolling.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what to attribute that to. Pella loosened up a little bit and is content with giving them some yardage. I believe it took almost 4 minutes on that drive, and so they just don't want to give up a big play. And so they kind of have this bend but don't break mentality. I think they're willing to allow Sergeant Bluff Luton to drive the football 4 or 5 minutes. But all in all, outstanding execution from Sergeant Bluff Luton. They did a really nice job.
And you pointed it out, Coach, it was a 1st and 10. Sergeant Bluff Luton took a shot downfield. It went out of bounds. It was incomplete. But maybe those pass plays are just enough to loosen up that defense that creates a few more seams on the inside.
Absolutely. And you can just see there's not as many bodies as close to the line of scrimmage. They've loosened up a little bit. Now, they still have 7, 8 guys close to the, what I refer to as the box, but they have loosened up a little bit. And I think obviously that's attributed to the score and not giving up a big play.
So 28-14, 7:29 to play here in the 4th quarter. This is for a semifinals presented by Iowa Farm Bureau here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network. Pella with 10 guys up between the 40 and 50-yard line. And Weger kicks it deep. And it will be a touchback way over the head of Emmanuel Deers. And the Dutch will start with the football at the 20-yard line. Here you see some newly renovated Unidome. Might look a little bit different than what you remember from a year ago. Purple seats in here, Coach, instead of the blue and yellow and red and purple on the walls. Some nice upgrades here at the University of Northern Iowa.
Aesthetically, you can definitely see the improvement. It really looks great. And I know they're making some improvements to the facility, and it's exciting that they're committing to obviously doing things that are going to create a better environment here at UNI.
It is awesome. It's been home to the high school football championship games since it opened. And Pella now to work offensively. Deers on the carry, goes left side and just is smothered by Emmett Kneifel.
Really good job that time. The edge player does a really nice job of squeezing that. He's forced to bounce it out. That time they've got great inside out pursuit there, great perimeter tackle. That was outstanding execution defensively.
Sergeant Bluff Luton needing a stop here on defense. Deers right up the middle across the 25. Just when you think he's going to go down, he somehow, Coach, even when he's leaning all the way forward, he's able to pick up another 3 or 4 yards.
What I'm seeing from him also is you watch when he turns the corner and he gets square, his pad level, he really gets his pads over his feet. You know, he's already kind of short in stature, which obviously with the low center of gravity makes him very difficult to bring down.
Just 5'9", 180 pounds, takes the direct snap and goes straight forward to pick up the first down, where he gets bottled up by Joe Hardy and company.
Unbalanced, heavy formation, direct snap out of Wildcat to Deers. Obviously, he's continuing to do what he's done all game long, and that's run the football with just tremendous pad level patience, but also understanding when he needs to turn it on and get downhill.
This is where that Pella offense can take over and try and seal up a game. A 2-score lead for the Dutch. Quick pass out to the right side, connecting with Mullins, and Mullins is run out of bounds at the 35. A pickup of just 2 yards. Good pursuit on that play by Ehlers once again.
Sergeant Bluff Luton is committing 8 guys into the box. They have the numbers through the now or bubble screen out there. Makes the initial defender miss, but then is taken out of bounds. Defense did a great job of rallying to the perimeter.
Deers on the direct snap, left side, and just gets across the 35-yard line. Warriors defense comes up with a couple nice plays now defensively.
It looks like he ran into the pulling guard there. That time he wasn't as patient as he normally is and kind of got in front of the guard instead of letting that guard work up in front of him and set that up for him.
So 3rd down and 7. Clock is going to tick past 5 minutes before this snap. Michael Manning in shotgun. Deers to his right. He's looking to throw. Throws left side. It is caught by Blake DeHeis, but a yard shy of the first down. So decision time now for head coach Ben Bollard.
Yeah, just a quick out to the sticks. Unfortunately, he didn't run it quite deep enough. And, you know, that's one of those situations where you just need to run it another yard deeper. The quarterback needed to throw that down and away from the defender, so he had to come back from that.
So Sergeant Bluff Luton takes a timeout and wants to make sure that they are organized for this 4th and 1. Also stops the clock while Pella potentially could run that play clock all the way down to 0 and then either call a timeout and think about it. Instead, we got some fans on the edge here. 28-14 is our score. 4th seeded Pella Dutch with the lead over the 3rd seeded Warriors. Well, thanks again to the Iowa Farm Bureau for presenting the Athletic Association's 2025 Football Championship Week as sole title sponsor of Iowa High School Athletic Association. Farm Bureau recognizes athletic and academic achievements on the field and in the classroom, helping to nurture Iowa's future leaders. Alongside longtime Solon head coach Kevin Miller, I am Brad Wells. As this is the first of 2 Class 4A semifinals. Sergeant Bluff Luton making some noise. Their defense needs to stop right here. 4th and 1. Deers takes the direct snap, left side. Second effort gets the first down. The Dutch stay on the field.
Wow. I'm a little more conservative, to be honest with you, as a head coach, but that sends a statement to your team that you believe in them, and especially your offensive line, a seasoned group that's been here they're the group that you've obviously put in a position throughout the course of this game to ride, and they have delivered in a big way.
Emmanuel Deers picking up a critical first down on 4th and 1, and now picks up a first down, gaining 12 yards. Deers is closing in on 200 rushing yards here in the 4A semifinals.
Great job. They again sealed everything, pulled that offensive lineman all the way around the edge, and that's what makes it tough. They'll run that dart where they'll wrap that tackle or guard sometimes inside that C gap. That time he went all the way around. They did a really nice job of just sealing that, edge of the defense.
And coach, a message to any coaches that are watching. Emmanuel Deers would love to play college football. The senior has no commitment yet. And man, what he's displaying here, pretty impressive.
I've been really impressed. Obviously, he's done a great job, but a lot of credit goes to the offensive line. They've done a really good job of establishing themselves up front. I mean, I think that's been the story of the game is the line play, to be quite honest. And I think maybe his day is over, and a great decision. You don't want to risk him getting injured here with 3:20 or so left on the clock. It looks like, the game's pretty well in hand here unless something unforeseen happens.
Riker Branderhorst in at running back next to quarterback Michael Manning. Branderhorst left side. He spins down to the 25-yard line, and timeout taken by Sergeant Bluff Luton. Well, Coach, this Warriors defense, they have given their all out here, and they're running into a Pella Dutch offense that's just got too much. But Justin Smith in his 28th season as head coach says, man, my staff's done absolutely fantastic, and the players have absolutely given their all this season. And I want to give a shout out to their athletic trainer, Paul Wilson, longtime athletic trainer and a family friend of mine, working with the Sergeant Bluff Luton team. Tell you what, they all had great expectations coming into this game, and being the 3 seed. Watching them on film, Coach, you were extremely impressed, defense and offense, just on how they came off the ball. You said, I know this is a good team.
Yes, that really popped to me. Their line play, how they got off the football, how they utilized their playmakers defensively. They did a great job of just, kind of this bend but don't break with this odd front that they run. But today, Pella, you could see they're seasoned. They've been here, and they understand. And I really think it's important that your offensive line has some experience, especially in these big games, and they've really leaned on them today.
And for the 5 starters from last year's team that was in the state championship game back this year, and 3 minutes away from a return trip to playing for a title. Here is the stiff arm, Branderhorst inside the 20 for the junior.
Little counter here. They're just continuing to wear down Sergeant Bluff up front. And when you've been on the field a lot defensively, which Sergeant Bluff Luton has throughout the course of this game, right, that physical play starts to take its toll on you. And obviously with them as seasoned as they are, have great size up front, it begins to definitely impact your defensive line.
This Pella team won their quarterfinal round game against Decorah by a score of 7-6. Coach said we had scored in the 4th quarter, felt like things were going well. Weather was messy. Decorah would end up scoring a touchdown, but missed the point after touchdown. And he says, man, we were just really fortunate to get here to the semifinals, and now a timeout taken. And Coach, a couple special people, part of the Pella Dutch staff as well. Ben Byler said, we have a ton of Pella grads on this team. He's got Billy Fox, Matt Schulte, Hayden Vroom, a Pella Christian grad. He said he counts Blake Meyer, but also Jeff Bollard, Ben's dad, first year helping out the Pella Dutch. He coached for 38 years at Central College, still helps out there partially. Offensive coach, kind of worked with the running backs and wide receivers. And he said he comes when he can, looks more at the game management side of things for us, but that's been a lot of fun. I'm sure Ben being able to coach with his dad on his staff.
That is special. There's no question about it. And quite honestly, we played Pella 4 different times while I was at Solon, and they look very similar to what they have. You can tell Jay McKinstry's influence on this team.
Jay McKinstry, head coach for 28 years, retired last season after finishing runners-up. And more of Riker Branderhorst. Coach Ballard also wanted to give a shout out to, they have a student coach on the sideline, Carson Hewell. He's a junior who, as a sophomore, had a shoulder injury, had it repaired, and then just didn't know if they wanted to get back on the football field. Him and his family decided probably shouldn't play anymore, and coach said he kept walking past the weight room. So we asked him, you want to be a student coach? He says he does some charting, he's on the field, helps our offensive and defensive line coaches between possessions. Great when the students get involved as well, even if they're not playing, throwing passes, catching passes.
Special opportunity for a young man to be engaged in the program and feel like he's making an impact.
Branderhorst, another carry. And the final minute, 15. Pella, a 2-touchdown lead over Sergeant Bluff Luton, aiming to get back to the championship game for the 2nd year in a row. Our next for a semifinal, top-seeded Cedar Rapids Xavier will take on Newton. As that will be one that you can catch right here, presented by Iowa Farm Bureau on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.
Looking forward to that game as well.
Cedar Rapids Xavier, fantastic quarterback, and Cash Parks, close to 2,000 passing yards. Caden Klein, 1,700 passing yards. A couple of teams that are balanced in the run and pass game. And we've seen it from this Pella team too. Now, Michael Manning, a quarterback coach, he's over 150 passing yards as well. He had some big hitters early in that first half to Harrison Mullins and Logan Vandenbroek, but certainly the story, Emmanuel Deers, 197 rushing yards in this football game and 3 touchdowns.
Absolutely. You look at the team stats here, that's pretty good balance overall. You know, Pella's rushed for 219 yards and passed for 157. And have done a really good job in containing really Sergeant Bluff Luton's power run game and then keeping their pass game at bay, which we know Sergeant Bluff Luton, that's not what they want to do.
Sukup stats look good for Pella, and the Pella student section appreciates that. Michael Manning out with Riker Branderhorst and Bryce Ligman. And it's going to be Branderhorst right up the middle, inside the 10. He wants the end zone. He's got a touchdown. Pella with the exclamation point.
Starts up front. They did a great job, once again, of just displacing that interior defensive line. You can see how they got up even to the second level and got into the linebackers. Just an outstanding performance from this offensive line. They really put on a clinic when it comes to the variety of, you know, schemes that they ran, but also the pass protection that they provided as well for Manning.
Extra point try is good. 35-14. The Pella Dutch showing the balance and really that run blocking up the middle too.
they really have been balanced, and they've executed at a high level. You know, they really haven't had a lot of penalties. Aside from the one turnover, they have been really flawless with regards to their execution offensively, and have done a really good job in being opportunistic on defense. In particular, those 2 4th down, stops, those were very key in the first half. It could have been a very different story at halftime, but those 2 stops really were important in how that first half played out.
Well, Kevin, Jay McKinstry is smiling somewhere. Last year, retiring after his 28 years, talking to Coach Ballard, he said, I never made it as a player. He started in 97. He said, my senior year was 2002. We had a really good Pella team, and we thought we were gunning for the Dome. Atlantic knocked us out. Brett Meyer, quarterback, went to Iowa State. Offensive lineman on that Atlantic team also ended up playing for the Cyclones that season, and he said Atlantic just destroyed teams in the Dome. So he's like, we like to say the championship game was played on our field when Atlantic came in and beat us, but was just excited to be a part of Jay McKinstry's team. And I know Jay now is really excited to see Ben Ballard take over for him. Ben also mentioned Roger DeWard, former defensive coordinator at Pella, when he joined. He said it was really cool once Roger said, hey, you're ready to call plays on defense, and hand me the keys to that one as well.
I have a lot of respect for Jay. Jay has done, obviously, a remarkable job with that program. You know that you're always going to face a team that is fundamentally sound. They're going to play stout defense. They're not going to beat themselves. They're going to execute at a high level on offense. They're going to play physical. That's just a trademark of Jay, and have a lot of respect once again for Jay. And you can see that he's definitely left his imprint on this program. They do a lot of the same things, and if it's not broke, then why fix it? Because they are clearly executing the game plan at a high level. You could tell they came in with a plan in place. They did a really good job early on of mixing it up and keeping Sergeant Bluff Luton off balance by getting the ball to the perimeter, inside run game, and then throwing the football at a very high efficient rate as well.
The video broadcast of Iowa High School Athletic Association state championship events are copyrighted property of the IHSAA. Reproduction or retransmission of these broadcasts without express written consent of the IHSAA is prohibited. Sergeant Bluff Luton with the football at the 30-yard line. A run to the left and out in space into the secondary. Deep, still on his feet, is Beckett Varas. Beckett Varas inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 49 on first down. SBL trying to finish their season with a positive.
Now we can see why he averages 10 yards a carry.
Yeah, he's over 100 yards now in this football game thanks to that carry. Rex Ramey, a touchdown saving tackle. And the clock is going to tick, and Sergeant Bluff Luton is going to hug it out. And the Pella Dutch are going to advance to the Class 4A semifinal in 2025, a return trip to the title game for the Dutch.
Great performance and a great season from Sergeant Bluff Luton. Coach Smith and his staff have really got this program established. They're ascending. And I know it's frustrating when you get to the semifinal game and can't quite get there, but they're right there.
Well, big 44 Joe Hardy, he helped to lead him there. He'll play football in South Dakota. Avery Jacobson, an offensive lineman, will play at Northwestern in Northwest Iowa. But the Pella Dutch, the 35-14 win. Emmanuel Deers, 197 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, and Michael Manning over 150 passing yards with a touchdown as well. That'll do it for the Class 4A semi-final here on the Ivy Championship Network. Stick around, we'll have awards and our quick star of the game when we come back from our final break.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. Building a relationship with a primary care doctor is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy. So if you don't have one, get started with Mercy One. From annual wellness visits to screenings and immunizations, our primary care doctors can help you be proactive with your health, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest, of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
We're not just lighting a stadium, we're creating lasting memories. We're not just installing a mini pitch, we're empowering youth to learn and grow. We're not just retrofitting an airport, we're creating an environment where workers can feel safer. This is why, whether it's a game down the street, professional stadiums around the world, or treasured monuments and landmarks, you always know when it's must go.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
Nothing matters more than our community and our patients.
So when flu season's here, I love that I get to help protect them.
When you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you can earn a 20-cent fuel saver.
Scheduling your flu shot appointment is quick and convenient.
Because you can just walk up when you're shopping or schedule an appointment, whichever works for you.
Allowing you to pick a time that's best for you and your family.
Keeping families and communities healthy feels good. Visit your Hy-Vee pharmacy, get your flu shot, and earn a 20-cent fuel saver today.
IHSAA Semifinal Football on the Hy-Vee Championship Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee, a proud partner of IHSAA. Hy-Vee, where there is a helpful smile in every aisle. And by Sukup Manufacturing Company, the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment. And by the Iowa Farm Bureau. From rural roots to statewide pride, Iowa Farm Bureau proudly supports student athletes across Iowa.
35-14 the final here in our first 4A semifinal. The Pella Dutch with the win over Sergeant Bluff Luton as they advance to the 4A championship next week as they'll face the winner of Xavier and Newton. Game coming up here at 7 o'clock. Outstanding season for Sergeant Bluff Luton. And it is time now for our top performer this 4A semifinal, your quick star of the game, Emmanuel Deers. Coach, how about 197 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground. He also had a reception for 2 yards, so 199 yards total for this young man.
Outstanding performance. You could tell that the game plan coming in was to get him the football. 33 rushing attempts, right? They came in with the idea that they wanted to put the football in his hands and let the offensive line go to work, and that's what they did. And then Michael Manning did a great job then of making timely throws in the pass game.
Deers, the pink shoes, the pink gloves for his sister who lost earlier this year, adopted at age 8 from Africa, now into the state championship game once again. Well, On The Go Quick Star's got you covered. Fuel up, grab a bite, and score offers with their Quick Rewards app. Get everything you need only at Quick Star. Coming next Thursday's Class 4A championship game matchup, halfway set, and it'll be this Pella Dutch team taking on the winner of Xavier and Newton. That game is coming up next. We appreciate you joining us for our coverage of Iowa High School Athletic Association's 2025 football semifinals, presented by Iowa Farm Bureau. As we step aside for a bit, more semifinal action right around the corner from the Unidome here in Cedar Falls. For the coach, Kevin Miller, and our entire broadcast team here in Cedar Falls, I am Brad Wells. Thanks so much for watching IHSAA football right here on the Hy-Vee Championship Network.